So it is the presence of Reed-Sternberg cell, which we call as RS cell in the abbreviated form. RS cell or Reed-Sternberg cell. So Hodgkin lymphoma is characterized by the presence of Reed-Sternberg cell or RS cell, which is a neoplastic giant cell. It is very big. It can vary from 15 to 45 micrometers in diameter, and it can have a single nucleus which is multilobated. Single nucleus having multiple nuclear lobes, or it can have multiple nuclei, each having a prominent nucleolus. Okay, so multiple nuclei or single nucleus with multiple nuclear lobes, each with a large inclusion-like nucleolus, big nucleolus. Okay, and remember one thing, very important, where from these Reed-Sternberg cells are derived. They are derived from the germinal center or post-germinal center B cells. So in fact, these Reed-Sternberg cells, which are the true neoplastic cell in Hodgkin lymphoma, they are derived from the B cells, germinal center or post-germinal center. But Reed-Sternberg cell constitute only 1 to 5% of all the tumor. Only 1 to 5% of the tumor cells. Rest of the tumor is composed of inflammatory cells. The other cells, lymphocytes, eosinophils, plasma cells. So this thing is very, very important. This is very important. Reed-Sternberg cells are the Hodgkin lymphoma cells. These are the main neoplastic cells. These are the only, in fact, not the main, only neoplastic cell in Hodgkin lymphoma, but only 1 to 5%. But why the other? Where from the other cells come? So other cells, all the other inflammatory cells. It can be lymphocytes, it can be neutrophils, it can be eosinophils, it can be plasma cells, it can be macrophages. This is only RS cell. Neoplastic cell is the neoplastic giant cell is the RS cell, Reed-Sternberg cell. So which cell is responsible for causing Hodgkin lymphoma? It is the RS cell or neoplastic RS cell. Okay, neoplastic giant cell, which is also known as Reed-Sternberg cell or the RS cell. And they are very few, 1 to 5% of the total tumor, and mostly Hodgkin lymphoma comes in a younger age. Average age is around 32 years. So at a younger age, I remember one of the king of Jordan. What was the name of that? Yeah, he was having Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was having Hodgkin's. King Hussein, I think so, of the Jordan. He was having Hodgkin. Just check it today. No, check it today.
Yeah.
This type of lymphoma he was having. So Hodgkin lymphoma is characterized by the presence of Reed-Sternberg cells, which are derived from the germinal center or post-germinal center B cells, but they are only 1 to 5% of the tumor cells. And Hodgkin lymphoma occurs in a younger age.
You mean 1 to 5% of tumors in Hodgkin lymphoma?
No. If you take the whole tumor out and calculate the cells, if you find 100 cells, only 1 to 5 cells will be Reed-Sternberg cell. But this is the cell which is the tumor cell, basically. Other cells are inflammatory. So we will discuss why this thing is there. You know, only 1 to 5% of the tumor cells and the rest only inflammatory cells. We will discuss this thing. This is the Reed-Sternberg cell. Can you see big cell? This is the Reed-Sternberg cell. It has 2 nucleoli here in this case. Big nucleus. And look, inside the nucleus, big nucleoli. You will not see such big nucleoli anywhere. So big nucleoli. As if 2 eyes are seeing each other.
Yeah.
Is it? Have you seen the owl?
Yeah.
This is called owl's eye appearance. I have not written here owl's eye appearance. So these 2. Very, very peculiar. So here, this is low power. Again, all these inflammatory cells. But here the Reed-Sternberg cell. Here, 1 nucleolus inside 1 nucleus. Here, maybe this is 1, this is 1, this is nucleolus. So these are the Reed-Sternberg cells which can, no, look, how many tumor cells are there in this whole area? Only 1. Rest are the inflammatory cells. So these are very few. Reed-Sternberg cells are very few, 1 to 5% of the tumor. what is the etiopathogenesis? How Hodgkin lymphoma occurs? There is, I will tell you one thing. In Hodgkin lymphoma, the role of EBV is very, very important. Epstein-Barr virus. Okay. In non-Hodgkin lymphoma, it has more to do with the genetics, translocation, the rearrangement of the genes. Okay. Non-Hodgkin. But Hodgkin's EBV is very important. So if you diagnose a Hodgkin lymphoma, you have to tell the status of the EBV, whether it is present or absent. Okay, it is very important. So EBV infection is the most important thing in most of the Hodgkin lymphoma, but I will tell you where it is absent also. EBV infection, second is the lowered immunity. If the immunity is lowered, more chances of Hodgkin lymphoma, like in HIV, organ transplant, autoimmune diseases. Then the genetic predisposition. If there is family history, more chances. If first degree relatives are involved, more chances are there. Identical twins, more chances. If the patient has a history of previous NHL and he is cured, he can have more of Hodgkin lymphoma also. Then use of the pesticides. Pesticides. You know pesticides?
Yeah.
Huh? Use for sprays and other things to kill the insects and other things. So these pesticides can also give rise to Hodgkin's lymphoma. So how the EBV acts now? This is the pathogenesis. I will show you another diagram also. How the EBV acts? Basically, EBV do one thing. It gives rise to latent membrane protein 1. This is the main gene, main protein which is involved. This is called latent membrane protein 1. This latent membrane protein 1, what is the function of this one? It upregulates the NF-kappa B. What is this NF-kappa B? This is a nuclear transcription factor. Once it is upregulated, what it will cause? It will decrease the apoptosis and will lead to increased surviving signals. Decrease the apoptosis, upregulation of the transcription factors. You know transcription factor, NF-kappa B. So this is the main role. I will show you the diagram, it will become clear from that. So this is EBV, will cause the formation of latent membrane protein 1, which upregulates the NF-kappa B. So this portion, NF-kappa B, is invariably involved in Hodgkin lymphoma. This transcription factor is invariably involved, whether Hodgkin lymphoma is due to EBV or due to genetics. This will be involved, NF-kappa B. Clear?
LMB1, it's a viral,
Yeah, protein, latent membrane protein 1 from the virus.
It's produced from the virus.
Yeah.
Because the mutation in what?
I will tell you, I will come to you. This one. So NF-kappa B appears to be the common event in the classical lymphomas, may be infected with EBV or due to genetics. So there requires the activation, Hodgkin lymphoma requires the activation of NF-kappa B transcription factor. This is the final common pathway by which the lymphoma will occur. And they say once lymphoma cell is formed, which is the Reed-Sternberg cell, you know how it attracts the other cells. So it means it secretes something like cytokines and attracts the other cells, inflammatory. This is the reason why you find less of these cells, Reed-Sternberg cell, but more of other cells, inflammatory. Because there is a crosstalk. This Reed-Sternberg cell wants talk. What is the percentage here? Me alone, Reed-Sternberg cell alone, all inflammatory cells. Because there is a talk between you and me, crosstalk. So how this crosstalk will occur, I will tell you in the next slide. So this is how EBV is responsible. EBV can cause many cancers. You know this EBV, Epstein-Barr virus. It can cause many cancers. You will tell me the names of others. So this EBV virus can affect, it starts from the naive B lymphocyte. Naive B lymphocyte infects it. This red color, okay. This naive B will go to the germinal center, okay. So this germinal center cell is affected by the EBV. EBV genome is lying in it, okay. Then this EBV can go and incorporate some of its genes within the nucleus. which is called ABNA gene. ABNA 1, ABNA 2, like this. So this ABNA gene incorporates within the nucleus. It can give rise to Burkitt cell lymphoma. Okay, this is how EBV can give rise to Burkitt cell, because it incorporates its genes within the nucleus and disturbs the nucleus. Okay, in simple terms. So ABNA 1 will give rise to Burkitt, and some of it can remain silent within the cell, like the memory B cell. It remains silent, doesn't do anything. But some of the viruses, because of some reason, what they do, they cause the formation of proteins. LMP1, LMP2. Latent membrane protein 1, latent membrane protein 2A. Okay? These are the two important proteins which are formed. How they affect the cell? This is important. So go to the cell. This is the whole cell. Okay? What happens? This is the nucleus. This is the ABNA gene which is lying within the nucleus. And they cause the formation of LMP1 protein and LMP2A. It gets inserted into the cell membrane. Clear?
Formation of LMP1 and 2.
Yeah. These are the genes which cause LMP1 and LMP2A. Okay. Now what happens? These LMP1, how it affects? This is the most important protein of this virus. This LMP1 upregulates NF-kappa B, upregulates its expression. So transcription factor is more formed, so more surviving signals, apoptosis is decreased. So this is the final common pathway. Then this LMP1 also activates methyltransferase enzyme. This methyltransferase will cause methylation of the tumor suppressor genes. Once tumor suppressor genes are methylated, their function decreases. So they are meant for suppression of the tumor, so no, the tumor will not be suppressed. If the tumor is formed, mutations are there, they cannot be repaired because there is methylation. Methylation will inactivate the tumor suppressor genes. Okay? So two things are there. One, it upregulates NF-kappa B. It activates the methyltransferase, which causes methylation of tumor suppressor genes, so their activity is decreased. So more chances of cancer. More chances of cancer. And also LMP2A, it will give more signals or decrease the B cell specific genes. But more you have to remember this one, LMP1. Through NF-kappa B or methyltransferase, it will cause more surviving signals, decrease the activity of the tumor suppressor genes, so there is more formation of the tumors. Have a complete look at this one. If you have any questions, you can ask. Is it clear? So virus infects the cell. In some cases, it remains in the cytoplasm sleeping. In some cases, it gives the genes which get incorporated into the DNA. Okay, and they cause their own formation of protein. They form their own proteins. Because if viral gene will go into the nucleus, it will cause the formation of protein. This protein gets inserted here in the cell membrane, and it causes the upregulation of NF-kappa B or activates the methyltransferases, which will cause methylation of the tumor suppressor gene, decrease their activity or increase the activity of NF-kappa B, leading to more surviving signals and decrease in the apoptosis. And this is how it will cause the tumor formation. I hope it is clear.
Doctor, just one question. ABNA1, it's a mutant gene in the nucleus caused by Epstein-Barr virus.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because virus, once it is inside the cell, it can go and incorporate itself within the nucleus. So when the host machinery is causing the formation of host proteins, if it sees the DNA of the virus, it will cause the formation of viral proteins. This is how it works. Viral genes get incorporated into the host DNA, which causes its transcription, causes the formation of the proteins of the virus. Everywhere it is there. Yeah. If the virus is not there and you cannot find a EBV infection, so how it is there? Because I told you that in the classical lymphomas, classical Hodgkin lymphoma, this is the final common pathway. This has to be activated. So it can be activated by the genetic mutations. Okay? Either genetic mutation or EBV infection. This is the etiopathogenesis now. Once due to EBV or genetic mutation, Reed-Sternberg cell is formed. The neoplastic cell is formed either due to upregulation of the NF-kappa B or due to methylation of the tumor suppressor genes, this cell is formed. No, we see this cell is very less, 1 to 5% of the tumor. Why the other cells are more? Because it secretes the cytokines. It secretes CCL28, which causes the formation of more plasma cells, more immunoglobulin. This is why you will see increased plasma cells in Hodgkin lymphoma and also hypergamma-globulinemia. Okay, in this increased IgG levels in Hodgkin lymphoma. This is due to CCL28. And also due to CCL28 and interleukin 5, it causes more tissue eosinophilia and more eosinophils in the blood. We say eosinophilia in Hodgkin. This is the reason. Okay. So eosinophilia and Reed-Sternberg, because Reed-Sternberg cell causes the formation of CCL28 and interleukin 5, which increases the tissue eosinophilia and also increases the eosinophils in the blood. It also causes the formation of TNF beta or growth factors. Fibroblast growth factor, tumor necrosis factor, beta. So these cause increased fibrosis. Okay. It also activates the Th2 response. It also activates the dendritic cell. It can secrete some cytokines like interleukin 13, which can activate it again. Autoactivation. Okay. It can also secrete granulocyte, monocyte, colony stimulating factor, which cause increased formation of the monocyte macrophage series. Okay. But it suppresses two things, very important, which are at the end. It suppresses the Th1 response, it suppresses the cytotoxic response. Why? Yeah. This is how it avoids the immune system. It has to, save itself from the immune system. How it saves? It suppresses the helper cells, it suppresses the cytotoxic cells. This is very important. So all the other cells it is, activating and accepting these two, because these are the two most important cells which will kill the tumor cells, helper T cells and cytotoxic. So it inhibits them through interleukin 10 and TGF beta. So this is called the crosstalk between the Reed-Sternberg cells and the other inflammation. This is the crosstalk. Is it clear? Now, how we subtype the Hodgkin lymphoma?
How all these
They are released from the cell, Reed-Sternberg cell. No, Apna is something else. Once the cell gets activated, once any cell, any tumor cell gets activated, it can secrete many things. So these are the inherent genes which are present in the cell. These are not viral genes. No, viral genes cause the formation of LMP1 and LMP2. These are present inside the cell, which can become activated. Cells contain the genes already. Some of the genes remain inhibited, some become activated, and depending upon which cell type it is, it will become it. So B cell, the B cells. What is the normal function of the lymphocytes? B cells. Their function is, they form the antibodies, they can secrete the cytokines and other things. This is the function of the immune system. So once it gets out of control, there will be more production of the cytokines, like the interleukins. Because it is the same cell, isn't it? It is the lymphocyte. So lymphocyte can produce the lymphokines and the cytokines. So once it is out of control, it will cause more formation of the lymphokines or the cytokines. So how you type the Hodgkin lymphoma now? Very important. We say two types are there. Classical, in the classical you have 4 types, and lymphocyte predominant. Classical forms, remember, this is very important from MCQ point of view, not here but in the PG level also. They are positive for CD15 and CD30. Positive for CD15 and 30 and PAX5. Okay? These are the 3 things for which these Hodgkin lymphomas are positive, but only the classical variants. So this is how you will differentiate between the lymphocyte predominant and the classical form. Classical form CD15, 30 positive, but lymphocyte predominant CD15, 30 negative. Okay, this is how the 2 types of, and these CD15 and 30 is specific for Hodgkin lymphoma. Leukemias you will not find. So you have to employ these markers if you want to differentiate between leukemias and lymphomas. You are suspecting Hodgkin, so you give these 2 markers. 1530, and you give the leukemia marker which you are suspecting. So if these come positive, definitely it is Hodgkin's. No two things about that. Okay, definitely it is Hodgkin. So 1530 positive only for the classical variants, the 4 types. But lymphocyte predominant are 1530 negative. So for what they are positive? They are positive for CD20 and BCL6. This is very, very important, very important. So these are positive classical variants for these 3, 1530, PAX5. These are negative for CD1530 but positive for CD20 and BCL6. And subtyping, when you subtype these, not only these markers, CD markers are required, but you will also see the variant of RS cell. RS cell is not like only a binucleate cell having 2 nucleus, all I appears. No. There are different forms of RS cell. Okay? So depending upon which form is present in a disease, you can classify the Hodgkin lymphoma. Depending upon shakla of the RS cell, depending upon the CDs, you can classify them, and also upon the nodular architecture. What is CD, by the way?
Each lymphocyte exhibits CD on its surface.
Okay, what is that full form of CD?
Cell derived.
Cell distribution. Any other thing? Cell death. Cluster of differentiation. We call it as cluster of differentiation. This is the full form because most of the people will not know this. They know CD right from childhood, but they don't know till they die what is CD. So cluster of, even I was not knowing, I came to know about it during the PG course. What is CD? So cluster of differentiation. No, if you go for the Hodgkin lymphoma, the most common variety is the nodular sclerosis variety. 65 to 70%, most common form. Male to female equal, present most commonly in the young adults. And it is characterized by a specific type of RS cell, which is called as lacunar variant of the RS cell. Okay, there is a variant of the RS cell. It is a RS cell. There is a variant which we call it lacunar cell. It has a multilobate nucleus with pale staining cytoplasm surrounding it, and cells, when you see them, they appear to be lying in a lacunae, empty space. So you call it as lacunar cells. Okay, it is due to retraction of the cytoplasm during the histopathological processing which occurs in these. Okay, so if you see the nucleus, there will be cytoplasm pale surrounding, but there will be empty space surrounding it. This is the lacunar cell, which is a variant of RS cell, and you will see collagen bundles which will divide the tumor into nodules. So it will be divided. So here like this, multiple nodules. In it you will find the lymphocyte surrounded by the collagen. So these are the multiple nodules. So collagen bundles divide the tumor into nodules, and these are CD1530 positive, EBV negative. But this is, although it is the most common, but it is EBV negative. So remember this thing. It is EBV negative, but it has an excellent prognosis. Most common with the excellent prognosis. This is the. Can you see? These are the collagen bundles which divide. These are the tumor cells in this, and it is divided by the collagen bundles into nodules. So many nodules you can see. If you see the collagen bundles dividing the tumor cells into nodules, this is nodular sclerosis. Nodular means nodules, sclerosis means collagen deposition. So nodular sclerosis. The second is nodular sclerosis is most common, characterized by the presence of lacunar cell. Clear? Most common nodular sclerosis characterized by the presence of lacunar cell. I will show you in the lab the picture. No mixed cellularity. From the name, go from the name. Nodular sclerosis containing nodules with collagen. Clear? Most common. Mixed cellularity, it will contain many different types of inflammatory